Hello, welcome Milford Scarlet Hawks fans to Milford High School. We're ready for the home opener of the defending state champion Milford Scarlet Hawks softball team versus the Hopkinton Hillers. This is Bobby Moonchild on the call. Tim Coet is getting married tomorrow, so he is not here today. He's got to prepare for a big day tomorrow of wedding bliss. Next to me is Neelan Reisman. Neelan, how you feeling today? It's vacation week, so thanks for coming out early. I know you probably wanted to sleep in, but you're here today. How's it going?
I'm doing good. My hands are a little cold, but it...
Stop complaining.
I'll try to keep that in check.
Okay, so that's the update from Neelan. His hands are cold, and it is a little chilly out here today at the field. Preparations have been made for this field after the days of nonstop rain. And it's a little slushy out in the outfield. I was out there earlier today setting up the cameras, and it was not too much fun to run around. So let's see what happens in the outfield. It could get interesting. All right, let's, yes, Neelan, you want to comment on
Say, when it comes to a little bit of swampy and moggy outfield, balls could slow down a lot faster, just dead drop into the field.
All right, starting pitcher for the Hawks, Kelly Reichert, steps up to the mound, and she's ready to throw her first pitch. It's a ball, a bit high. So far, the Hawks have defended their title well, going 3-0 so far in this season. Up to bat is number 19, Emily Whelan, and she knocks one into left field. That's going to get down for a hit. She's going to stay at first. Whelan liked that pitch, and she took a swing at it, and it paid off. So with one on at first, we now have Tara Kester for the Hopkinton Hillers. Reichert with a fastball right down the middle.
Even with Cage, I'm still afraid of the foul ball just somehow managing to hit me in the face.
It's time to toughen up here.
Yeah,
it's the start of the softball season. Second pitch is a bit outside.
Count it 1-1.
And Whelan goes to second.
A little bit of an easy steal as the ball falls out of the catcher's mitt of Hartman.
Now up to bat, still number 4, Tara Kester.
Count stands at 2-1.
Thank you, Neelan.
Up high.
Whelan looking to get a nice jump at second. Defensively catching for the Hawks is Emily Hartman, the only non-senior in the starting lineup. And Reichert gets the strikeout of Kester. Nice pitch by Reichert there. Now up to bat for Hopkinton with one out in the inning is Caitlin Holly. And she fouls one off.
Whelan taking a little bit of a lead, but she strays back to second. Count at 1-1 with one out.
Reichert with the pitch, and it's down and away. Emily Hartman, solid backstop. Nice job of moving out to keep that pitch in check. There's a runner at second for Hopkinton with one out, and away again. And the count is at 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out with Caitlin Holly at the plate.
Reichart trying to avoid a walk.
It's tipped. Swing and tipped into the mitt. Defensively for the Hawks, we have Jess Tomaso at first base. Maddie Bonvino at second. And we'll continue with that after this pitch. And to Harsticks at third. She gets the out at first, and moving over was number 19, Emily Whelan. For the Hillers, she goes to third with 2 outs. Good defense by Harstick. Unfortunately, there is a scoring threat at third. Whelan, good speed. Nice strike there by Reichert. She fired that one right down the middle, and it dipped down a little bit. No chance for Emma Murphy on that swing. Emma Murphy batting in the 4 spot for Hopkinton. That's a nice strike as well. Reichert showing her power there.
Back-to-back pitches dead center right in the strike zone.
Looks like she's settled in here. Hopefully I don't jinx her. Here's the next pitch. And she was looking for that spot again, but it's a bit outside.
Now with cold weather like it is right now, that could definitely affect the pitcher's hands. A little bit inconsistent in and outside of the box, but seems like Reichart's handling the weather kind of well.
She's pretty tough, probably a bit tougher than Price for the Red Sox. I think she's going to stay in with these cold temperatures, and there's a strike right down the middle. No chance for Hopkinton there. They left one on third, and great defense by the Hawks to start off the game. And we will be right back with the bottom of the first inning here on Milford TV. Back here at Milford High School for our coverage of the home opener of the defending state champion Milford Scarlet Hawks softball team. Coming up to the plate now is the speedy Kate Irwin in the leadoff spot. Left-handed slap hitter. She's gonna look to put one down and get on base using her speed. Whelan is the pitcher for Hopkinton. Whelan, excuse me. There's a strike right down the middle. Kate usually likes to look at a couple before she swings. Again, she is a slap hitter. Trying to put one down in the infield and run it out to get on base. And, oh, instead she hits a nice one into the gap. That could be 2. She's hustling, and that's going to be easy for her. Standing up at second is Kate Irwin.
Perfectly placed hit right there through the gap between first and second. And an easy double to lead off Milford on the bottom of the first.
Yeah, that was no slapper. That was just a nice drive right into the gap, right between the second and the short. So on second with no outs is Kate Irwin, and up to bat is Emily Pierre-Gustavo, the reigning MVP of the Hawk. And Irwin moves up to third on that one.
A pitch hitting the ground.
Wasting no time in advancing. Pretty impressive by the Hawks.
Looking to score early.
Pierre-Gustavo is going to look for one to drive here with Irwin on third. Can't take any chances with this Hillers team. They're no slouches, and if you can take a run early, why not? So let's see this. Let's see if Pierre-Gustavo just looks to drive one into the outfield for at least a sac fly, but you know she's going to look for more.
Count standing at 2-1 for Pierre-Gustavo. And
she hammers one into the left, but that is foul.
Strong contact, putting the count at 2-2.
Just can't say enough about the power and the quality of hitting that Emily Pierre-Gustavo brings to each and every game.
And it's not just Pierre-Gustavo, just the team in general.
She who wants the shortstop throw to first is not in time. And Irwin comes home for the first run for the Hawks. It's 1-0 in the bottom of the first. I'd like to thank my counterparts coming out here today early for this game. John Giacomuzzi on the 1s and 2s directing this game. And checked down by the catcher to first. Pierre Gustavo gets back easily. Here's Jess Tomaso at the plate. Excuse the wind, it's a bit windy today. Whelan with the pitch, and inside. Tomaso does not like the call, but she's a good sport about it. Gives a smile and walks off, and then back into the box. Tomaso looking at a pitch up high from Whelan. Pierre Gustavo at first. No outs in the inning. 1-0 Milford. And Tomaso pulls that one foul. Hit it on the inside of the bat. Tomaso again fouls one to head coach and third base coach Steve DeVito. He gives her a clap.
Count standing at 2-2. Back-to-back hits for Milford, and that's going to be a high pitch by Whelan.
Good patience there by Tomaso. That was right at her eyes. She let it go. She knew it was going to drift high, and it did. So we get a full count here, no outs. Let's see what Tomaso does here. Big power hitter, the cleanup batter for Milford. She rips one down the line, just foul. Oh, she wanted that one.
She's been making a lot of contact. 3 foul balls during this at bat. And sooner or later, she's going to hit one fair.
It's usually what she does, Nealon. She is the cleanup hitter for a reason. And she hits one way back, and that is gone. That was very impressive. That pitch was very much inside and down, and she still took that yard. That is a home run for Jess Tomaso.
3 hits in a row for Milford, and that third one right there emphasizes it. Hit hard right out into left field.
A 2-run shot. That's going to be 3-0 for the Milford Hawks at this point in the game. It's still the bottom of the first. The Hawks showing why they are the defending state champs early in this game, but we still got a lot of game to go here. Emily Hartman, the catcher, up to the plate, but the base is empty now and no outs. Whelan throws one up and away.
A lot of pressure put on Whelan right now. 3 runs scored, bottom of the first for Milford. Quick and easy runs, it seems like. Count standing at 1-1 now.
I'm still amazed by that home run. Tomaso could have easily held off on that pitch. That was not a strike. But protecting the plate, even just protecting the plate, she's able to power one out. Again, can't say enough about Tomaso's power at the plate.
Hartman making good contact on that foul ball. Count at 1-2.
Again, Whelan up high with the pitch. Whelan having trouble finding the strike zone at this point in the game. Let's see if she settles in. That's another foul from Hartman.
Goes right into the batting cages.
Let's hope everyone's okay. A brisk day out here at the field at Milford High School. And that is a low pitch from Whelan.
High at 53 today, but the good thing is the morning games is it can only get warmer.
It's a good way to look at it, Nealon. And that is a ball from Whelan. And Hartman's going to take first base on the 4 balls. Courtesy runner for Hartman, the catcher. number 4, Alexis Caron. And up to the plate now with one on first. No outs is Shannon Cormier. And she looks at strike one from Whelan. Cormier, a good hitter, even better outfielder. And she slaps one into right field. And Caron is going to go all the way to third. And the very alert Cormier, speedy Cormier gets to second. So second and third, again, just vicious base running by the Hawks. Not afraid to go on any kind of wild pitch or near wild pitch or pitch outside of the strike zone. They're going to go if they want to, and they're just going to challenge the team's defenses this year to try and match them with their speed on the bases.
Hopkinton taking a mound visit right now, and with what seems to be the entire lineup at the pitcher's mound. I think they're trying to just hit the reset button. 5 plate appearances for the Scarlet Hawks. Each player has gotten on base.
Yeah, great alertness by Cormier at second. I'm going to do a better job of pronouncing her name. She does not like Cormier. My French-Canadian blood wants to say Cormier, but it's Cormier. And she's at second, and Caron, the courtesy runner for Hartman, is at third.
2 runners in scoring position. Count stands at 1-0.
The pitch from Whelan is up high. 2 balls. Still no outs in the inning. Reichert at the plate, and she fouls one off. Every year, Reichert has become a better and better hitter, as well as a better and better pitcher, and she slaps one down into left field with ease, and 2 runs are going to come home easily. Caron and Cormier come home, and it's 5-0 Hawks, still in the bottom of the first. And the Hillers have to do something defensively to stop the Hawks, because there's still no outs in this first inning. And it would be a shame to see a mercy rule in the home opener. We'd like to see a good game here today, good competitiveness, but Hillers got to figure out some defense first to stop the Hawks. Neela, what can you tell me about this Hillers team so far in the season?
So they do stand at 1-0, and their only home game so far this season, they pulled off a victory. But it's just been a, so far so early in the season, you can't really tell what's going on with any of these teams. Of course, Milford returning with a lot of their seniors. They've built up depth. They have a few freshmen, sophomores, and juniors maybe in the bench, but it's a good experience for the younger players on the Milford Scarlet Hawks, letting these seniors kind of just have one last hurrah.
Here's Maddie Bonvino at the plate. She takes strike one. And a courtesy runner came in at first base for the pitcher Reichert, and that was Amanda Winkus, number 14 for the Hawks. Here's Bonvino. She slaps one with a shortstop over to second, but they can't get Bonvino out at first, so Milford still has a base runner on at first with 1 out at the bottom of the first. Harstick, Sabrina Harstick at the plate now for the Hawks.
Another low pitch by Whelan. Count now at 2-1, and Whelan's just trying to look for a little bit of a contact down, low strike zone.
Harstick with a shot to third, and no play for the third baseman. Third baseman for Hopkinton is number 7, Emma Murphy. She made a good stick, but could not make the throw to second in time. Bonvino, great speed. And Harstick just, you know, had great power there, so it was a tough stop to make, and then no time to make the throw to second or first. So here is number 22 for the Hawks, Antonio Bonina. Bonina finally getting a spot in the lineup this season, as she's been more of a role player the last few seasons for this championship Hawk team. Great depth for the last few seasons for the Hawks. And Bonina slaps one right back to the pitcher, and she is out at first. Nice play by Emily Whelan to just calmly collect that ball and throw it to first for the second out of the inning.
Kate Irwin now up to bat. The girl that started off the inning hitting a double for the Scarlet Hawks, taking her second appearance in the first inning.
Runners at second and third for the Hawks with 2 outs. Let's see what Kate Irwin can do with 2 outs here as the Hawks bat around the order. And she slaps one foul. Little flick bunt attempt.
And with 2 players in scoring position, this is a perfect opportunity that Kate doesn't want to pass up on.
Kate Irwin looks at a strike there. And let's see if she's found the strike zone here. Let's see if she swings. And she puts one right into right field again, but the center fielder comes over. Ball went into center right, more towards center, and that was an easy play for the center fielder for Hopkinton, Tara Kester. And that ends the, I'm sorry, Caitlin Hawley made that catch. Thank you, Nealon. That ends the first inning. A dominant first, defensively and offensively, for the Hawks, showing off again why they are state champions, defending their title this season. And we'll be right back with the second inning here on Milford TV. All right, back here at the Milford High School softball field, being serenaded with the sounds of the Yodel Boy from Coachella on the speakers. Softball team does a great job of setting the atmosphere here. Every game, every home game is tough for opposing teams to come in to Milford High School. You got the tunes pumping, always a good crowd. The field's usually impeccable. And we got the hawk flying overhead somewhere. I know he's out there, but Milford's own naturally born mascot usually flying overhead during these games, intimidating the other teams. Here we go, Reichert with the pitch. It's a bit high and outside. Top of the second here, Hawks pouring on the offense in the first, batting around. Big 2-run shot by Jess Tomaso.
Joe CD up to bat, the catch of
And she knocks one right into the mitt of Maddie Bonvino at second base. Definitely a defensive player to watch for the Hawks. Bonvino doesn't let much by her at second, and her counterpart at shortstop, Emily Gustavo, does the same. So if you're going to hit it into the infield, you better get your wheels turning. And number 15 for Hopkinton at the plate, Isabella Onsi. She smacks one right by third, and that's probably just going to be a ground rule double as the ball went out of play. Nothing Harstick could do on that play unless she had a 9-foot-long arm, because Onsi cranked that one down the line and it just stayed fair.
That played the line perfectly on third base, managing to just go fair right over the third base line and slide its way out of play.
Here's Reichert with a strike right down the middle. Number 8, at the plate, Alyssa McIntyre. McIntyre at the plate, no relation, I don't believe, to Superintendent McIntyre, Kevin McIntyre, our great superintendent. Let's give a shout out to him. What up, Kev? And McIntyre fouls this one out of play into the parking lot. Everyone watching in suspense as they wait for it to hit their car.
Yeah, the last thing they need is a broken windshield right about now.
Whoever needs that, Nealon, at any time in their life. All right, here's the strike from Reichert.
Reichert already with 2 Ks, both coming in the first inning. Looking for a third right now as the count stands at 2-2.
And here's a foul ball coming right back to us. And Nealon is trying to kill me as this ball just goes right over our head.
And you were telling me to man up. I was trying to back up.
I had a good line on it, Nealon.
Oh, I thought that was coming right off the back and nailing one of us in the noggin, but
nice scary moment for us that barely missed the beautiful long hair of John Giacomuzzi. Gave him a nice haircut there. All right, back to the game here. Reichert at the mound throwing a strike, and it's swung on by number 8, Alyssa McIntyre, and she's going to be out. That was an easy play there as she only got a piece of it. And moving up to third on that play was Isabella Onsi, who smacked one down the third baseline and had a double, and then she moves over to third on that play. 2 outs here, though, for the Hillers. Number 2, Megan Sullivan at the plate for the Hillers. 2 outs. And she's quickly down to 2 strikes here. Reichert just showing her great poise and prowess at the mound once again. She always shows great confidence in these games. And that's a foul hit by Sullivan off the end of the bat.
Count still at 0-2 with 2 outs. And Reichert definitely a lot of hard throws. That's one of the key things of being a pitcher, is at least throwing it fast. But if you can position the ball correctly and make sure that you're leading on the batter to swing and miss.
Yeah, Reichert never afraid to show her power. Swung on, hit back to Reichert. She throws the first for the easy out. And even with another runner at third, Hopkinton cannot show anything for it in the inning. So it is still 5-0 Hawks as we step aside for the bottom of the second, coming up next on Milford TV. Back here with the bottom of the second as a foul ball comes right back into our broadcast setup here. Luckily, we are protected by a fence. Wheelan with a pitch, and it's a changeup. Should note we got some pretty good gusting going on here. Wind is moving left to right in the field.
We did take precaution and gaff down the whole setup. So.
Actually now moving right to left, so the wind is a bit unpredictable here. Usually in the early stages of the season here at the softball field, it gets pretty windy, and that's a foul by Emily Pierre-Gustavo at the plate now. The reigning Hockomock MVP. And I believe Boston Globe MVP and whatever other media outlet gives MVP award, she was probably at last year. Just a phenomenal hitter. And she swings at one right down the middle, and that's foul going towards someone's car, and that tree saves a windshield. All right, Pierre Gustavo.
Her second plate appearance, having a single that drove in Kate Irwin in the first inning.
Oh, she looks at a pitch and swings, and she's not happy with herself. That was a deceiving pitch by Whelan, a little bit off speed, and it was a strike, and it had some movement on it. So let's see if Whelan can keep working with that pitch, because that fooled Pierre Gustavo, one of the best hitters in the state. And that is high and inside for Tommaso. Tommaso with that very impressive home run in the first. That pitch that she hit out was very much inside and low, and she turned her wrists and still took it out in a protective swing.
Monster crush right into left field, and she's definitely looking to repeat that.
Yeah, Whelan, I think, is trying to play with this wind a little bit with these pitches. She's mixing it up with the speed here.
Definitely loosening it up, considering the 5-run score outlet from Milford in the first inning. Coming out so far, getting 1 out.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Tommaso. Tommaso rips one into deep right, and that's over the head of the right fielder, and she's going to be standing up at second at the end of this play here. Nice hit, just a nice clean piece of hitting by Tommaso. That pitch was a little bit up and away, but she's going to swing at that if she likes it, and she liked it, and it turned out well for her.
Opposite side of the field on that one, and it looked like it had the power to go out in the park again, but it drops out a little bit close to the fence.
Yeah, that wind pulled it down a bit, but I think because the pitch was so high and away from her, I don't think it was going to have much chance to go out at that point. Here's an errant throw by the catcher, but good backup by the second baseman for the Hillers, number 2, Megan Sullivan.
More of a check down to second.
And there's a popper, and the third baseman lays out. Nice hustle play, number 7, Emma Murphy. Murphy tried her best to get over. Good hustle. She wanted it, but it just dipped out of her glove at the last second.
0-2 count for Hartman.
1 out in the inning. Here's another slapper down to third from Harstick. Excuse me, Emily Hartman, the catcher for the Hawks.
Hartman walked at her first plate appearance.
One of the lone underclassmen in the starting lineup tonight. Senior heavy squad for the Hawks. And when you're repeating champs, you can't ask for much more than that. And here's a pitch right down the middle, and Hartman takes advantage of that, and a nice catch by the left fielder for the Hillers. Help me out here, Nealon. Who's that left fielder for the Hillers?
Left field is going to be Kristen McCluskey.
McCluskey. Great catch there, moving to her right, ranging over in left field to make that catch off of the pop fly from Hartman. Here's Shannon Cormier at the plate.
Shannon had a double at her first plate appearance, as that's going to dribble out right side, foul ball. And with that hit by Hartman, it looked like it was going to drop, but McCluskey able to catch it with the bottom of the mitt.
Still very early in this game, but the Hawks with a sizable lead, 5-0, and Cormier pops that up to the second baseman, number 2, Megan Sullivan. She catches it easily for the third out of the bottom of the second inning, top of the second inning. So we will take a break here with the Hawks up 5-0, and we'll be back with the bottom of the second inning here on Milford TV. Back here at the softball field at Milford High School. This is Bobby Moonchild, not Tim Coet. Tim Coet is out today for the call of this game, as he is getting married tomorrow to his wonderful fiancée, Laura. We wish them success in their marriage tomorrow. All right, getting back to the game here. Bobby Moonchild alongside Nealon Reisman on the call 5-0 Hawks. Reichert on the mound, ready to pitch here in the top of the third. She fires a strike.
Heather Sevo up to bat. Is right fielder for Hopkinton. She's a very colorful bat.
Elin appreciating the bats. Yes, it's got a nice neon green in there.
I am a fan of blue and green, so.
Noted. Here's Reichert with the pitch. Strike right down the middle again.
And that's going to be her third strikeout for Reichert. 2 coming in the first inning. She shot away from any strikeouts in the second, but first out and third, and it's going to be a K.
Once again, Reichert impressive early on in this home opener for the defending state champion, Scarlet Hawks. Here's the first pitch to number 19, the pitcher, Emily Whelan. Whelan had a nice hit early in the game in the first off of Reichert, but then Reichert settled in nicely and hasn't given up much since.
Only 2 hits for Reichert, one of them being Whelan's single in the first inning. And not only the pitcher, but the leadoff hitter for the Hopkinton Hillers. So very impressive. And coming that second inning right there, not allowing a run for a team that started off 5-0.
If Hillers have any chance here in the rest of the game, they've got to put some balls into the outfield. The outfield is a bit slushy with all the rain we had. So, ooh, and that Reichert pitch hits the hip of Whelan, and she took first base on that. Now, Reichert's giving a bit of a smile as she thinks Whelan kind of turned into that pitch. And I'm not going to blame Whelan for doing that. They need base runners right now, so if I'm up at the plate, I'm going to try and get on base any way I can at this point in the game with being down 5-0. First pitch from Reichert to number 4, Tara Kester, is away for ball 1. 1 out in the inning, 5-0 Hawks. Reichert bringing the heat right down the middle for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Now the last time Whelan was on first, she took off for a steal. Staying at first so far.
We'll keep an eye on Whelan at first as Kester looks to do something at the plate with 2 balls and 1 strike. Reichert with the pitch. Low, and Kester still swings at it. That ball had some nice movement on it as it dipped down under the knees of Kester.
Count now at 2-2 with 1 out. Whelan on first.
And Kester swings at another low one, and she's out. Nealon, how many strikeouts is that for Reichert on the day?
4 strikeouts for Kelly Reichert.
Woo. And here comes that nice wind picking up. And it's pretty blistery out here today. But the sun is out, and we'll take that as number 5 for the Hillers. Caitlin Holly fouls this away over towards the track section of this beautiful facility here at Milford High School. Hartman stops that one from rolling away from her. Can't say enough about the quality backstop work of Emily Hartman. Again, the lone underclassman here in the starting lineup for the Hawks.
There's a reason why she's the...
And she's going to throw down to second for the runner, Whelan, and Pierre Gustavo collects the throw, keeps it from going into the outfield, but Whelan with good speed takes second.
Second steal of the game, and as I was saying before she took off, Emily Hartman definitely deserving that lone non-senior spot on the team. Very good catcher for the Scarlet Hawks.
Holly at the plate with 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the inning. And she looks at one going away. There's ball number 2. Whelan at second. Let's see what happens here with 2 outs. Reichert on the mound.
And at Holly's last plate appearance, she grounded out, so she is 0-1, and Reichert looking to go the entire inning off of 3 Ks as that ball goes foul off the left side.
Big spot here for Holly with a man on second. The runner on second, I should say. She steps out of the box. She wants to make sure she's going to get a quality pitch. Ooh, looks at one there. That pitch just missed the outside corner.
Full count now for Holly, and Reichert trying to get out of this inning without allowing him to run. Whelan on second.
Oh, this ball gets away from Hartman, and Whelan's going to use her speed to get up. And down to second, being very aware of the situation, is Holly, as she knew that she could run on that pitch as it went into the dirt, got away from Hartman, and the Hawks kind of gave up at that point. Maybe they're just saying, hey, there's 2 outs, let's get this next out and get out of this inning. We don't care about the runners, and that's what happened there. Reichert with a strike to number 7, Emma Murphy, the cleanup hitter. Whelan at third. Sorry, go ahead, Nealon.
I was going to say head coach and third base coach for Hopkinton, Scott Soderberg, trying to motivate his players as they have.
Yeah, he's been very fiery over there at third. He wants all their players to stay in this game. He thinks they can stay in it. Stay in this game with the defending state champs. Emma Murphy at the plate with 2 strikes here, though, and 2 outs. Reichert fires a strike down the middle. It's driven out to center field. Easy play right at Kate Irwin for the catch and the 3rd out of the inning. We will now move to the bottom of the 3rd as we step away with the Hawks on top 5-0. This coverage of Milford High School softball versus the Hopkinton Hillers at Milford High School is brought to you by Milford TV. We'll be right back. Back here to Milford High School for the bottom of the 3rd. Hawks up 5-0, and the pitcher for the Hawks, Kelly Reichert, pitching a great game so far, putting a big donut on the board for the Hawks. She's at the plate, and she looks at strike 1 with a count of ball 1 and ball 1 ball, 1 strike. I don't know what he's going for there, Neil. All right, here's Whelan with a pitch that's up high. 2 balls, 1 strike to Reichert, no outs.
Reichert having a single that drove in 2 RBIs in the 1st inning. She's looking to continue that.
And that's a foul ball into the student section. Now, okay, we're going to fix our live stream if you're watching after this inning. So bear with us as Reichert bats one in the left field. Reichert's going to come off for a courtesy runner. That is number 14, Amanda Wenkus. Hey, if you're watching live, we're going to restart the live stream, because why not? It's the first game of the season. We've had some complaints about it, so we're going to fix that after this inning. But for now, it's number 11, Maddie Bonvino, up at the plate for the Hawks. Bonvino, the second baseman. And she hits one hard into left field, over the head of the left fielder, back to the wall. And Wenkes is going to move to third, and that's a nice double. And Wenkes is going to take advantage of that errant throw and go to home, and she scores on the slide. It's 6-0 Milford. Very alert Wenkes knew she had time to move from third all the way into home, and she took advantage of that bad throw. And Bonvino moves to third on that play as well. So 6-0 now.
An error triple for Bonvino right there. And it looked like with a misplaced throw going back out to the pitcher's mound, Bonvino might have had a chance for an inside the park home run. She'll stay at third as Sabrina Harstick comes up for her second plate appearance as she swings up high for strike one. Harstick with a single in the first inning.
Here's Harstick at the plate. My apologies for our live stream viewers. We're restarting the live stream now. We had a bad signal. Hopefully that will fix itself now. We're waiting for Jeremy Folster to give us an update as he is enjoying his vacation at home watching these Hawks defend their state championship from last year in their home opener here at Milford High School. Here's Whelan with the pitch, down and low. Oh, that's redundant. Low and inside, I should say.
Counted 2-2, no outs for the Scarlet Hawks as Whelan's going to throw it up
Whelan
high.
smacks one foul. I'm sorry, Whelan with the pitch, and Harstick smacks one foul into the state championship sign, which needs a little update as it only features the 2012 and 2013 teams on this sign above us on the backstop fence. And Harstick lets that one go by. I can't blame her. It looked a bit inside, but it caught that corner. And a nice pitch from Whelan strikes out Harstick looking for the first out of the inning. 6-0 here, one out. Antonia Bonina up to the plate for the Hawks. And she's going to look to slap hit, and she lets that one go by with a smile.
Only one out for the Scarlet Hawks, but even when you're up by 6-0, you definitely don't want to leave a runner on third.
Yeah, again, Bonvino moving over as Wenkes moved to home on that wild throw. Bonvino with the double to move Wenkes over to third, and then Wenkes came home for another run. 6-0 Hawks as the wind picks up here and pushes that pitch way outside for Bonina. Sorry, we got Bonvino, Bonina, a lot of Italian names that I've got to correctly pronounce. All right, and that's a foul to left field, and that gently hits our cameraman down the third base line, Mike Sperling.
Okay, Erwin,
he's doing a great job on that camera. Usually I run that camera, but as we have told you before, Tim is out today, so I'm filling in. And Bonina fouls one back to the backstop fence.
Antonia with her first plate appearance had a ground out.
Here comes that wind again, right in our faces. It is not pleasant, and it is now 3 balls, 2 strikes. That's a full count to Bonina.
Got a little bit of a 3-2-1 on the scoreboard.
And she kind of pulls back and lets that one ring off the bat, foul. Bottom of the third here as the Hawks are up 6-0. Oh, a nice pitch. Whelan has been finding her command recently, and she's hitting those corners of the strike zone, which she wasn't able to do early in the game. Early in the game, she didn't seem to have her good stuff going. Now she does, so let's see what happens as Irwin just puts a dead stop to that ball right in front of the plate. Beautiful bunt. And well, you see Irwin do that a lot. She can do some impressive things with a bunt, and that ball just stuck right into the ground. It did not move. surprised everyone.
Yeah, caught everybody off guard, and with her speed like that, she was able to get the first before anyone even picked up the ball.
But Bonvino needs to stay at third as the catcher, number 21, Jill Sedia for the Hillers, did a nice job with that. The only thing you could do there is just pick up the ball, so she did that. Now Irwin, with her speed, takes advantage of that slow pitch and moves up to second. Again, very aggressive on the base paths are the Hawks, always taking advantage of any kind of errant pitch or throw. And even with someone on third, Irwin gets a huge jump off a second. And they're just looking to move around these bases whenever they can.
Emily Pierre-Gustavo, whose last plate appearance, she struck out. A little bit of frustration with that strikeout, not 2-2, but definitely looking to make some contact and drive these two players in.
Oh, no doubt. Her last strikeout, she was looking to drive a ball. There's that low pitch from Whelan trying to find that corner again. Here's a full count with 2 outs to Pierre-Gustavo. Let's see if she can add to this Hawks lead. And she takes one up high for the walk.
And this is a bad situation for the Hillers.
This is a very bad situation for any team to find themselves in right now. You're up 6-0, and you've got one of the most powerful hitters in the Hawk up at the plate in Jess Tomaso with the bases loaded.
And not to mention, she has already hit a home run and had a double beforehand.
Takes ball 1 high and inside.
Now, do you take the risk of walking Tomaso, taking the run? Or
honestly, I would. I would do that, but I'm not a coach, and I know not as much as this coach about softball, so I'm just going to say hypothetically I would, but maybe that's not the right play here with 2 outs.
Well, 1 run's better than 4, but then you have to put in consideration of Hartman hitting it.
Well, math has never been my strongest.
It has neither have been mine. So I think we can relate on that. Count standing at 2-1 with 2 outs.
Here's Whelan with the pitch. Oh, that was right down the middle, and a great play by the third baseman. Number 7, Evan Murphy, to gobble that up and step on the bag, and that's a 3rd out. So Tomaso liked the pitch, took a chance on it, but it ends up in the glove of the third baseman. So the Hawks do get a run there on the errant throw and the run in from Wenkus, the courtesy runner. So it stands at 6-0 here as we move ahead into the top of the 4th here on Milford TV. We'll be right back. Back here at Milford High School for this coverage of the defending state champion Milford Scarlet Hawks softball team in their season opener, or home opener, I should say, as they defend their championship this season. Going with different unis this year. Gone are the all black uniforms, which most people are a fan of, I've heard, and they're going with these bright red pants and the white tops and ribbons in the hair, which I'm not sure we saw a lot of last year. I don't know if that matters, but it's something to talk about. Here's Reichert on the mound as she pitches strike 1 to the batter for the Hillers. Number 21, the catcher, Jill Sedia. Sedia takes a ball here. Count is 1-1, no outs.
Sedia 0-1 with a pop out. Reichert looking for her 5th strikeout so far.
Jill takes ball 2, 2-1, no outs.
Milford still keeping Hopkinton scoreless through 4 innings.
Sedia doing a good job at the plate here. She knows she's got to get on to get something started for the Hillers in this game.
It's a good eye, putting the count at 3-1.
And here's a pitch fouled off into the parking lot.
And the car where the last 2 foul balls went over there is moved, which if it didn't, that would have gone straight through.
We always like to keep track of foul balls and where they land. So if you ever come here for a game, I highly suggest not parking directly behind the dugout on the first base line, because your car will probably get hit. And there's another one back in that direction that goes into West Fountain Street. All right, let's get back to the game here. It's a full count, no outs for the catcher for the Hillers, Jill Sedia, doing a great job fighting off pitches and bringing up the pitch count for Reichert. Reichert with the pitch. And Sedia blasts one into left over the head of Bonina. Bonina's going to pick it up at the fence, and Sedia's easily cruising into second. That was a great at-bat for Sedia, working Reichert with every pitch, fouling off a couple. And right now, let's give a shout out to video production teacher Jeremy Folster, the man, the myth, the legend, who's at home enjoying his vacation week, watching the live stream and giving us updates on the quality of the live stream, and also commenting on my commentating. Again, I am Bobby Moonchild, not Tim Coet. So give me a break, Folster. All right, here's Reichert with the pitch, and it's a bit outside.
I say Folster spelt my name wrong.
Everybody spells your name wrong because it's weird. All right, here's Reichert at the mound. Neil and Reisman doing color commentary.
Reisman, but it's
exactly.
It's
you
good.
say it wrong, you
good.
spell it wrong, get a new name. Here's number 15, who had a hit earlier in the game, Isabella Onsi. Onsi had that powerful hit down the third base line as she moved to second, then on the third, but she was left stranded there in that inning, whatever inning it was, I forget. Here's Reichert again with a 3-0 count. And she makes Onsi look at that one. It's 3-1 now with no outs. Sedia at second after the great at-bat from Sedia.
Getting later into this game, the durability of Reichert might start to take a toll as she takes that strike.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch as it dipped back into the strike zone. And now we get a full count. Oh, and Reichert strikes out Onsi. Great stuff on those last 3 pitches from Reichert, as she kept Onsi guessing. And I'm not going to question the durability of Reichert. We've seen her in some games over the years where she's gone complete games alongside. Oh, and here's one back up to Reichert through her legs. She can't get a handle on it. And over to third moves Sedia from second on the base hit from number 8, Alyssa McIntyre.
I think that was number 2, Megan Sullivan. Is it?
No, you're wrong.
I am wrong. I think the 8 looked like a 2.
Well,
try
that's
to correct
your own
you.
handwriting, so that's your own fault.
Yeah, try to make a correction and stand corrected.
Here's Reichert with 1 out. And here's a pop fly over to the first baseman, Tommaso. Easy grab for her. And that's 2 outs in the inning for the Hillers. And Tommaso gives the signal of 2 outs under her leg with a fancy little signal to her outfielders that there are 2 outs. And that's just another example of how loose the Hawks are today. They're just feeling it. This is you know, another day at the park for them. And Reichert hammers one into the strike zone. for strike one. At the plate is Nealon. Help me out. I can't see.
Heather Sevo.
Heather Sevo.
The right fielder for the Hopkinton Hillers. Kelly Reichart looking for her 6th strikeout of the game so far. One in this inning. Couple in the 3rd and a couple in the 1st.
Sedia on 3rd with 2 outs. Oh, and there's Reichart with the strikeout. That movement, that pitch had some movement and some nice speed. And that's out number 3 for the Hillers. Again, leaving a runner stranded at 3rd for another inning. And we move to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Milford High School. This coverage of the home opener for the Hawks. We'll be right back here on Milford TV. Hello, welcome back to Milford Scarlet Hawks softball coverage exclusively on Milford TV, live streaming on milfordtv.net and on the live stream app if you search the educational channel. Here's Whelan with the first pitch to the catcher for the Hawks, Emily Hartman. It's a wild throw, and that gets away from the catcher, Sedia. Sedia, in the last inning, had a great at-bat, got on second, moved to 3rd, but she was left stranded. And here's Hartman at the plate. Hartman catching for Reichart today, doing a great job. And she blasts one into left field right over the head of the 3rd baseman. That's going back to the fence. Hartman's looking for 2, and she gets there easily. Great at bat from Hartman. She actually turned on that pitch that Whelan likes, that inside low pitch that's been catching corners lately. And Hartman's going to come off for a courtesy runner as she is a catcher and she needs to put some pads on, and she goes over and gives one of her fellow teammates a shoulder dap. All right, here we go. The courtesy runner is Karan at 2nd with Cormier, Shannon Cormier, up to the plate. Cormier, an interesting player, kind of a hybrid slap hitter with speed. Can really move around the bases, but can also hit for power when she needs to. And there she displays it there as that goes right into the center gap. And she's going to move into 2nd, and home comes Karan, the courtesy runner. She scores. It's now 7-0 Hawks. And man, I love when my commentary has great timing like that, as Cormier showed off her power as she blasted one into center, went all the way to the fence, went to 2nd, and drove in a run.
Looks like it was meant to be. And that is Shannon Cormier's 2nd double of the game. 2 for 3 now. Ground out in her 2nd plate appearance, but
and that's going to chase Whelan, it looks like. She put up a valiant effort, but there's not many teams that can compete with the lineup of the Hawks. Last year, this year, any year, it doesn't matter. The Hawks always seem to bring it at the plate.
And with 5 runs in the 1st, you got to give Whelan a little bit of credit. Only 2 runs afterwards. She had 3 strikeouts.
And coming in relief is number 5 for the Hillers, Caitlin Holly. And she's going to throw some warm-up pitches, and we're going to take a break. So we'll be right back with more coverage of Milford Scarlet Hawks softball on Milford TV. Back here as the relief pitcher, Caitlin Holly, steps in for Emily Whelan. Whelan moves to the shortstop position as the Hillers are still looking for answers on the mound. Reichart at the plate, no outs. Cormier on 2nd after she blasted that double to center. 7-0 here in the bottom of the 4th.
Maddie Bonvino warming up. And it's been scoreless for Hopkinton on the offensive standpoint, but 7 runs Milford has driven in.
I mean, Hopkinton really hasn't done a horrible job at the plate. It's just they've left runners stranded. And they, you know, the pitching of Whelan wasn't horrible, but Milford just knows how to make contact and drive balls into the outfield, and that's why we stand at 7-0 here.
And a valiant effort, scoring 5 runs in the first, but it's been a little bit of a quiet game so far afterwards. But with runners in second and first, no outs for Milford.
Well, after the first inning, Whelan kind of settled in, was able to get a little bit more command of her pitches, and that's why the Hawks kind of backed off on the offense a bit. But they just kept getting hits on Whelan, and that's what drove her from the game at this point. So into pitch again is Caitlin Hawley in relief.
And now with her relief pitcher, this could go either way, depending on how Hawley takes this.
Sadia doing a good job of stopping that low pitch from going to the backstop. That's important here if they're going to stay in this game, because as we know, the Milford runners like to run on anything. Here's the pitch as a ball, 2-1 to Maddie Bonvino, the second baseman.
Back-to-back doubles for...
Oh, that's a high pitch right back into my face as the runners move over to second and third. That was a pitch way over the head of Sadia. She couldn't do much on that. And now we have 3 balls, 1 strike to Bonvino with no outs and runners on second and third. Bonvino is such a solid player since day one on this roster as a freshman. And she takes the ball. Great patience at the plate, and the bases are loaded for Sabrina Harstick. Sabrina Harstick, great athlete. Also plays volleyball that I'm aware of. And Sadia again gathers up a ball up high, keeping that away from the backstop. Keeping those runners in place. Bases loaded with no outs for Harstick. And
Hawley's going to have to tie her shoe.
Caitlin Hawley, the relief pitcher for Whelan, who's now at shortstop. She's going to tie her shoe and get back in the game. Here's the pitch. And Harstick looks at one up high. And we got 2 balls, no strikes. Bases loaded. Bottom of the 4th. I'm Bobby Moonchild. Next to me is Nealon Reisman. Tim Coette's getting married, and he's not here. Here's the pitch. And Harstick fouls that one back to the backstop fence. And I believe it's a 2-1 despite the scoreboard, which reads 1 ball, 1 strike. But I'm looking at the umpire because she runs the game, not the scoreboard. And that's a low pitch. And again, Sadia does a great job of gathering that up. Sadia, solid catcher, doing all she can to keep the Hillers in this game. And once again, a low pitch, and she keeps it from rolling away. It's in the dirt, but that's a walk, and that's another run. It's 8-0 for the Hawks as Shannon Cormier comes in and touches home plate. And Sadia is going to come out to talk to Hawley and say, hey, what's going on?
It's 3 walks in a row for Hopkinton right there, putting the score at 8-0.
Antonia, sorry, not Antonio, that's...
You'll get hit in the face if you call a woman Antonia.
Antonia Bonina, great Italian name there. She's at the plate now with the bases loaded and 1 out. She slaps one to third. The third baseman for the Hillers is going to step on the third base bag, but a run does come home in the courtesy runner Wankus for the Hawks. And it's 9-0. So now the Hawks are in mercy mode, which they were in most of the year last year. And they're looking to close this game out sooner than later. And Irwin's at the plate now with runners at first and second. We got Antonia Bonina at first after the ground out, and Harstick at second. And Irwin slaps one into left, and it's caught. Nice catch, as that ball was moving kind of rapidly and off to the side, but underneath it is the left fielder.
Left fielder.
As Nealon finds that name for me.
Kristen McCluskey.
McCluskey, because I keep forgetting. McCluskey with a nice grab for the second out of the inning. And up to the plate is number 2, Emily Pierre-Gustavo.
Emily Pierre-Gustavo, 1 for 3, or 1 for 2 with a walk. She had a single and then a strikeout.
Harstick at second, Bonina at first. 2 outs, 2 balls to Pierre-Gustavo. She looks at another ball up high. And we might see, if she can work a walk here, we might see another bases loaded situation for the power hitter in Jess Tomaso. Let's see what happens. And that's a strike. That's that inside corner that they've been calling all day.
Now with the 3-1 count.
And here's a hit into right, shallow right, and safe is Pierre. And in comes another run. It's now 10-0. The bottom of the 4th.
Now this is back-to-back bases loaded situations for Jess
I
Tomaso.
believe it's 10-0. Am I?
It's 9-0.
It's 9-0. Okay. It is 9-0. I'm not sure why I thought it was 10-0.
Now with Jess Tomaso's last plate appearance, when she had bases loaded, she grounded out, got an out at third on her way to first, and she's gonna hit that right through the gap of left field. McCluskey throwing it into the shortstop, wheeling, looking, and that's gonna score 2 runs.
Wow.
Now, I'm not 100% sure how mercy rule works here, Rob. Is it 10 after 5?
It's 10. I believe it's 10 after 5.
I think it's 15 at 4.
Or is it? Is it 10 after 5, sir? It is. Thank you. Milford TV. Yeah. Is it mercy rule is 10 after 5? Is the mercy rule 10 after 5? Yeah.
All right, Holly looking to throw. Well, Rob tries to figure out how mercy rule works. Now up to bat.
We're trying to figure out what the mercy rule is, but up to bat
Emily
is
Hartman.
Emily Hartman. She fires one to the third baseman. Number 7, Emma Murphy, and she makes a stop and steps on the bag for the final out of the inning. So we're going to step aside here as we move to the top of the 5th inning, where the Hillers need to generate some offense or this game's going to be over soon. We'll be right back here on Milford TV. Back here at the softball field at Milford High School as the Hawks bring a 11-0 lead into the 5th inning, top of the 5th here, as Whelan, the former pitcher of the day, moved to shortstop, slaps one for an out.
Hartman.
And that's the first out of the top of the 5th inning.
Hartman making the throw to first.
Reichert in great command of her pitches today, not missing a lot. I don't believe she has many walks, if any.
She does not have any walks.
No walks today. And here's a hit from number 4, Tara Kester, and that ball gets away from the first baseman, Tomaso, and Kester's going to be safe at home.
Actually,
she turned to go to second, but stopped, and she'll be safe at first.
My apologies. Kelly Reichart has 1 walk.
1 walk.
And only 4 hits, with that one including 5.
I believe that was an error. But
yes, that would be an error. So still 4. She does have more strikeouts than she does hits.
See if there's any error on the scoreboard. I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention to the play. Why? Who knows? We'll never know why I didn't look up when that ball was hit. But back to the game now. 1 ball from Reichert. And number 5, Caitlin Hawley, the pitcher now in relief, hits one over the head of Bonina. Bonina throws to the cutoff, and we've got runners safe on first and second with 1 out.
Now with that hit, you could see the wind just curve that ball off to the left side, making it a little bit more challenging for Bonita to catch.
So Kessler moves up to second on that hit from Caitlin Holly, who stands at first. And Reichert talking to Hartman just to go over things and say, hey, we don't want to give up any runs today. What do we need to do to make sure that happens? Because it's the 5th inning and we're up 11-0. And there's nothing more fun than listening to a commentator make up dialogue that may or may not have happened. All right, here we go, Reichert.
It's all just imagination.
Yes. Number 7 here at the plate, Emma Murphy for the Hillers, with Setia, who had that great at-bat on deck. And here's one up the right side, quickly over to the bag is Tommaso for the easy out, and that's 2 outs. The top of the 5th. And I'm pretty sure that this could be the last out for the Hillers if they don't generate some offense here, as it stands 11-0. And I'm pretty sure the mercy rule is 10 runs. So here's Reichert with the pitch to Setia. Setia, out of all the batters here today, more than ready to take on Reichert.
And if you're trying to avoid a mercy rule, this is definitely the hitter you'd want to have. She had a double at her last plate appearance. She's 1 for 2.
In her last plate appearance, she really worked Reichert, fouling off pitches with protective swings, making her work up her pitch count. Reichert there throws one in for a strike. So we have 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs to Setia, trying to keep the Hillers alive in this one on this cold, brisk day. The home opener for the Hawks as they defend their championship from last season.
Now, if Milford comes out with this victory tomorrow, they would play Canton.
And there's a strike from Reichert. Oh, Setia, not sure she liked that call, as it was a little bit low, but it hit that corner. Those low corners have been in play in the strike zone, and that's strike number 2. 2 strikes, 2 outs for Reichert. Reichert taps her glove, gets set. Here's the pitch. And that's up and away, as Hartman had to step out a bit to get that one in.
2-2 count with 2 outs. A lot of 2s up on that scoreboard.
Kester at third. Holly at second. Here's the pitch. And Reichert again is away and outside. Full count. Again, Setia getting great looks at these pitches and being very, very decisive of what she wants to hit. And she's doing a great job at the plate now. The last hope for the Hillers. Full count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle, and Setia fights that one off. Good hands from Setia, turning on that pitch to just protect the plate.
Keeping her appearance alive.
Keeping her parents alive, or
appearance?
I hope her parents are alive. Yeah. I really do. Okay. Little miscommunication there. So now Reichert, full count, 2 outs, and here's a hard hit shot from Setia right into the glove of Bonvito, but it pops out, and 2 runs come home for the Hillers as they stay alive in this game. And you know, we said it before, Setia, out of all the hitters here today in this lineup, she was more than apt to take on Reichert, fighting off pitches left and right and working the pitch count, and did a great job to get that hit. Fought off a pitch before that could have been a strike, and she works that into a 2-run single. Great job by Setia.
And those are the first earned runs of Kelly Reichert for today. She had a shutout going out through 5, and the bottom of the 5th, Setia managing to bring 2 home. Throwing back-to-back strikes, and the count stands at 0-2 with 2 outs. Now Milford just looking out to get out of this inning with a 9-run lead.
Yeah, the mercy rule is now dead for the moment.
We are going into the bottom of the 5th at least.
And it's kind of a good lesson for these Hawks. They've got to maintain that killer instinct that brought them that championship last year. So a good lesson learned there, that you got to put away these teams that you know you can put away when they're ready to be put away. And I said put away way too many times. Here we go, back to the game. Reichert, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to number 15, Isabel Onsi, who's also had some good at-bats here today.
With a double and a strikeout.
Again, that double was laced down the third base line, no chance for Harstick. And that was a long time ago, it feels like, in this game, as we've extended the time of this game.
I think the cold weather makes any game feel like forever.
Oh, absolutely. That nice breeze that we always find here early in the season here at the softball field at the high school is always in play early in the season. And a strikeout from Reichert on Onsi. And Reichert again asserts herself on the mound. Now we will move into the bottom of the 5th inning, where the Hawks will look to add to their lead and quite possibly still work a mercy here as they're up 9 runs, 11-2. We'll be right back here on Milford TV.
Shannon Cormier taking her 4th plate appearance with 2 doubles and a ground out. She is 2 for 3 on the day. Very strong contact. And she is a power hitter, and she has definitely proved it. Now, with this victory, what seems to be the victory for the Milford Scarlet Hawks, they have the upcoming, and I'll have to interrupt as Bobby Moonchild is back here.
Back from the bathroom, here we are. With the Hawks up 11-2. What happened, Nealon?
I just kind of talked through it. I gave the introduction. I said that you were on your...
Good job. Here's Cormier with the slapper back to the pitcher for the easy out. Caitlin Hawley just shoveling it to the first baseman, number 15, Onsi. She steps in the bag, and Cormier is out for the first out of the bottom of the 5th inning. 9 runs here. If the Hawks get 10 runs, then they can work a mercy rule win. But let's see what happens here as Hawley looks to be settling in a little bit on the mound as she came in relief of Emily Whelan, who is now playing shortstop. And here's Reichert, the pitcher for the Hawks, as she blasts one out into center, and that's out of the glove of the center fielder for the Hillers. And she moves to second base easily. So with 1 out, it's Reichert on second. And I feel like it's getting colder, not warmer. What's going on? You promised us that it would get warmer.
I think I might have jinxed it.
Yeah, you did.
Caitlin Hawley making that error catch out in center field. Giving Kelly Reichart a double. She'll actually stay at the plate.
Here's Maddie Bonvino at the plate. Again, as I said earlier, such a solid player her whole career here. Her 4 years on the softball team. From day one as a freshman, stepped in and made an impact on this team, and she is doing it up until now in her senior year. And she slaps one right back into the glove of Holly. Holly fires back to second, but it's through the hands of the second baseman. And Reichert's safe at second.
Wanking.
Nice reaction from Holly as that ball was going to end up directly in her face, and she threw up her glove just in time. So there's a reason why some of those softball pitchers wear those masks. But Holly not needing it as she shows off her quick reflexes, and her parents are thankful for those reflexes because that would have done some damage.
Got to give credit to the parents for the quick reflexes.
Yeah, I mean, you got to respect how close softball pitchers are to the plate. Much closer than baseball pitchers, and that ball moves just as fast, sometimes even faster.
And it's a much larger ball, too, so you got much
more contact area.
Yeah.
So great job by Holly protecting herself and getting the out.
Count standing at 3-0, 2 outs for Harstick. She had a single, a strikeout and a walk. And she will take her second walk of the game. Now Antonio, I made your mistake.
See that?
Antonio Bonina taking the plate appearance.
Not as easy as it seems. These names reading.
I think we've all had a little bit of a struggle with the names today.
Again, Tim not here.
What would we do without Tim?
We do this. Pronounce
we
names
do this.
incorrectly. All right, here's Bonina at the plate.
I think we've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, well, that's
Gotta be a little bit cocky. If not, we gotta be
there's nothing to be
confident.
cocky about today. We are not nearly the great talent that Tim
Yeah,
Coet
Tim
is. And here is Bonina. She slaps one up the middle and an easy out as Whelan steps on the second base bag. It's 11-2 as we move to the top of the 6th inning. The Hillers putting up some fight here, extending the game, looking to go the full distance with the Hawks. But the Hawks showing why they are the defending champions. So we will step aside here as we move to the bottom of the 5th.
Top of the 6th.
Top of the on Milford TV. We'll be right back.
Well,
Here we go, back here at Milford High School for some winter ball as we're braving the frigid conditions here. As the wind picks up and the clouds cover the sun and I get colder here. And Tommaso comes in relief for Reichert. Reichert moves to first. And probably a good idea to use these extra innings that the Hillers have extended the game, avoiding the mercy rule early. So the Hawks are using this time to see what Tommaso's got. And right there, she throws a strike with some great movement on it, moving inside to outside over the strike zone, bottom corner. Here again is Tommaso with the pitch over to Bonfino, and she tosses it to Reichert for the first out of the top of the 6th inning. So we've heard from Coach DeVito that this year they want to work Tommaso more in the circle, get her some experience there, as Reichert is the main pitching threat for this team this year. Reichert being the backup for the past 3 years for the great Allie Atherton, who helped the Hawks gain a championship last year. Here we go, 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Number 2 for the Hillers, Megan Sullivan. Here's Tommaso with the pitch, and that's a wild one right back to the fence.
even with the fence, I still can't help
Yeah, I
but
moved
flinch.
too, probably just because I'm cold and my motor functions are dwindling.
Yeah, my whole body is starting to freeze, and by the end of this game, we'll all have hypothermia.
Well, let's not go that far. I'll probably get another nice head cold, as this foul is blasted foul.
Count at 3-2, 1 out.
Here's Tommaso. And another wild pitch over the head. I didn't move that time. I knew I was safe.
It seemed like Emily Hartman tried to catch that ball barehanded, too. I don't know if she was trying to catch it or stop it, but...
Yeah, Hartman has the quintessential catcher's mentality. Just a tough grinder behind the plate. Is going to go after every wild pitch. Has no real fear. It's going to be a tough on any runner coming home as well, as she'll block a plate.
She's not afraid, and that's one of the key parts of being a catcher.
Yep.
You got 90-mile-per-hour balls coming right at you. You got to make sure that you...
Is someone throwing 90 in high school softball, Nealon? Because that's amazing.
That's
first of all.
incredible.
I want to see that happen. Secondly, still, the balls are coming in at a very high velocity. Whether they're 90 miles per hour, that still is needs to
I think
be
I started to fit into the MLB.
Yeah.
MLB and softball, basically the same thing.
Phelan,
if you break it down.
just commentates for the MLB on the side, apparently. So here's the pitch from Tommaso, and she throws in a strike to number 11.
Heather Sevo.
Heather Sevo, and she's out on the swing. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Tommaso on the mound. Again, stepping in for Kelly Reichert, the starting pitcher, who had 5 great innings of work. And here's Emily Whelan, the shortstop, formerly the starting pitcher. And she smacks one right into the glove of Reichert. Reichert making that one look incredibly easy. And that is the end of the inning. So with the Hawks up 11-2, we move to the bottom of the sixth to see if the Hawks can indeed get that mercy rule win. We'll be right back here on Milford TV. Kate Irwin steps up to the plate in the bottom of the sixth inning to extend the lead for the Hawks. And she fouls one off. Ball one, or strike one, I'm sorry. It's getting colder out here. Why? I don't know. The sun was out and then it went away because it hates us. And here's Irwin, who lets the ball go by her. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Irwin slaps one up the middle, right back to the pitcher, Holly. She fires the first in time for the out. And not the hit that Irwin wanted there.
She almost made it there with her speed. Very fast. Able to.
Oh, there's no one faster than Irwin. I'll say that right now. I've watched many softball games over the past 5 years here at Milford TV. And Irwin's the fastest player I've ever seen.
The Usain Bolt of softball.
You could say that. You could say that.
All
right, here we go. It's strike 2 to Emily Pierre Gustavo.
It's better than saying softballs travel 90 miles.
That's right.
So
somebody's doing it somewhere, just not here today. Here's Pierre Gustavo. She fouls this off to the left, right under the leg. Nice kick move by our camera operator, Mike Sperling. As he gets out of the way of that foul ball. Pierre Gustavo moves back to the plate with no balls, 1 strike, and she blasts this one foul. If that stayed fair, that was a home run by a mile, but it was also way off the line. So, no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to Pierre Gustavo, 11-2 here in the 6th inning. And she blasts another one to left field, and the left fielder ranges over to try to get the foul ball.
A little bit of wind to the right would have helped that one. Back to back, stayed fair, back to back.
Now, Pierre Gustavo has the ability to spray the ball anywhere in the field, but when she needs her power, she's going to pull it to left field. So let's see what happens here. Oh, a nice snag by the third baseman, Emma Murphy, as she throws up the leather. Snags that one for the out on one of the best hitters in the league, Emily Pierre Gustavo. And she gives a smile to the dugout. And there's 2 outs in the inning.
High throw.
So the Hillers on the verge of a mercy rule for the last couple innings. Just keep saying, no, we're not ready to go just yet, Milford. We'd like to get some more at-bats. So here with Holly at the plate in relief of Whalen, Tomaso steps up. With no one on base, she slaps one to the shortstop, Whelan. It kicks off her ankle, and that looks like it hurt. Nobody wants a softball off the ankle on such a cold day. That can't feel fun.
Especially me with ankle socks.
Yes, Nealon showing up to the game today in ankle socks and wondering why he's still cold. Whelan rubbing some dirt on it, literally and figuratively, and walking it off at shortstop. Tomaso makes it safely to first. 2 outs in the inning. Ball 1 to Emily Hartman, the catcher for the Hawks. And Hartman's she's a tough one. She's got short sleeves with no undershirt underneath, no gloves, no batting gloves. Just all the qualities you want of a catcher. Toughness, grit, heart.
Strength.
That's why her last name is Hartman. All right, here we go. That was a little bit of a stretch, Rob. Back to the game. Holly at the plate, pitches it to Hartman. She blasts one in the left field as Tommaso moves up to second, and Hartman's safe at first.
That's back-to-back hits for Hartman.
Shannon Cormier up to the plate now with the 9-1 lead. 9-run lead for the Hawks, standing at 11-2. Getting tough to talk with this cold weather. If I was not sedentary, I would probably be a little bit warmer, but I'm sitting in this chair with the wind blowing my face. Here's Cormier, and she pops up to third. Emma Murphy gets the third out of the inning. So, again, the Hillers do a good job to stay in the game, but now the question is, can they make an epic comeback and score 9 runs to tie the game and extend it even further? We'll find out next here on Milford TV. All right, back here for the top of the 7th inning. The Hawks have the chance to close out this game if they can keep the Hillers from scoring 9 runs, which would be incredible. And here's Tommaso on the mound, pitching to number 4, Tara Kester. Kester with a swing and a miss for strike 2. Tommaso in relief has done a good job.
1 strikeout so far, looking for a second. And that pushes it to a 1-2 count.
Tommaso can definitely put some movement on these throws, on these pitches, I should say. And she shows that right there. She strikes out Kester for the first out of the top of the 7th inning.
Like you were talking about before, getting just Tommaso involved a little bit more into pitching, and it's paid off so far.
And they're going to need her on the mound as they continue the season. Reichert can't start every game. I mean, she could, but ideally you want to give her a break from time to time.
A little bit of pitching depth.
And here's number 5, Caitlin Holly, who fouls one off into her foot. That didn't look fun. Ugh, God, it just on these cold days, those kind of hits, balls getting hit in your ankles, it just accentuates the pain. And she's going to take a moment to walk it off. Can't blame her. So Holly steps back into the batter's box. Tommaso on the mound. Here's the pitch. And Holly smacks one over to Pierre Gustavo. And Pierre Gustavo sends a nice throw on line right into Reichert's glove at first for the out. 2 outs here as the Hawks look to close out this game.
Waiting on one more out as Emma Murphy, the third baseman for the Hillers, steps up. And she's going to ground out to Harstick. Harstick making the throw, and
nice scoop there by Reichert for the out. And that will close out the game. The Hawks, in a commanding show of power and pitching, have taken this game 11-2 over the Hillers. They move to 4-0 on the year. And that's going to be it for our coverage. Thank you very much today for watching on our live stream. Hopefully I did a good job in the place of Tim Coet, who is out, who is getting married tomorrow. Beside me, Neelan Reisman. Thank you, Neelan. Great call today. Hope you had fun in this cold weather. You survived even with your ankle socks. So that's it for our coverage. Thank you to our director, John Giacomuzzi, switching live, and our camera operator, Mike Sperling. And we will see you again sometime soon. That's it as the Hawks defeat the Hillers 11-2. Thanks for watching. I'm Bobby Moonchild. We'll see you again soon, folks.